So looking into the whole notion of the romantic and sexual dynamic in an authentically evolutionary context forces us to really begin to think about the meaning and significance of what it is that we're doing. Are we together for merely personal reasons, or is there a higher reason or a higher context that you are sharing a bed together? So the point here to understand is that, and this is one of the big themes, of course, in the teaching, is the whole notion of evolution. Which in evolution, remember, we're going from a lower level of development to a higher level of development, right? So there's a vertical context, the context of verticality. We're always striving to go to a place we are not yet at, right? So it's a striving to become more conscious. It's a striving to become more conscious, right? Individually and together. It's something that we're striving to do. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what's the nature of the romantic and sexual impulse? Is there any vertical dimension to it? It's really about nesting, isn't it? We get together, we build our little nest, so we can have our little chickies. But it's true. The reason that the energy and intelligence made the sexual experience so pleasurable was just to get you to do it. That's just a way to manipulate us to ensure that, you know, the race, our species continues to procreate. It's just a gimmick. And it works. Now, originally the idea was that you're supposed to do that, create an environment where you can do that so that you'll be able to bear children, right? In a secure environment. But for most of us, bearing children is not the reason that you want to make love with someone else. That's not the reason. We do it because the main reason is just to experience pleasure, right? It's to experience pleasure. It's not to bear children. So then the reason to be together in a romantic and sexual relationship is to be able to experience this particular form of pleasure, right? And in and of itself, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you start activating that particular part of your own nature, you begin to awaken in yourself are a lot of ideas, beliefs, concepts, cultural memes that go way, way back, that bring up a desire for security, right? Right, security, and worst of all, attachment. In an evolutionary context, when the context is evolution or constant creation, security is not the goal. So when the idea is, therefore, if you're getting together with another person, you're choosing to get together in a committed relationship with another individual, in a sexual bond, and the context is evolution, the desire for security is taking you in the opposite direction. So there's something else to consider, how antithetical is the desire to bond and the desire to consciously evolve. It doesn't have to be. If both individuals are both more interested in conscious evolution than they are in being together, and they are in protecting their own personal connection, it doesn't have to be a problem at all. But another very important and significant element that we're adding to all this is the understanding and appreciation of how the evolutionary impulse actually works, which is where you are always and ever striving to create that which is new. And that creates a context of tremendous insecurity. But that insecurity doesn't necessarily feel bad. It can feel very exciting. But if you are trying to hold on to something static with another individual in order to derive some sense of security, the creative impulse will be squelched by the desire to be together in a secure, in what is perceived to be or what is imagined to be a secure context. Do you understand my point? Yes. You know, if we're trying to create a new enlightened culture together, you know, especially in this particular arena of life, this is the kind of very serious inquiry that the individual has to really go through, and we have to do this together also.